What's up, man? I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate y'all watching the show, everybody who's here. I appreciate you, Ambitions, for being here so early and being a moderator on my channel as always. I appreciate all of that. Also, if you're new over here, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell when you do hit the subscribe button to the channel.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
And thank you. So, I got a couple of topics. I want to talk about Officer Tatum. He was getting death threats all behind this Nolan Wells situation, and also he had a debate on Stephen A. Smith's show where he was going against another guy, and I just felt like they are being disingenuous, and people are really just attacking him because he's actually doing the work, actually going out and asking questions like a journalist should or like a lawyer should before putting out misinformation. And simply because he's doing that, now he's getting death threats. People are saying that they want to question his acts or try to make it seem as if he is basically going against the code. When it comes to black people, you have to be on code. So no matter if somebody's wrong or right, you have to stick beside them because you're black. And they feel like he's not doing that. And I totally disagree with that. In some cases, I kind of understand that as black people, but in a lot of cases where there is just wrong or people aren't doing right, then you shouldn't get behind them. You shouldn't get behind them at all. And then I want to talk about this first because I'll get to that in a minute, but I do want to talk about the WNBA and All Star Weekend and a couple of things that I did see. Also, it was two NBA players. One of them came out and said that another one had been cheating on her with two other WNBA players, and it's just a whole mess. It's just a mess, and it's like it's a league of women who are basically sabotaging their own league as we speak. Like, I don't get it and I don't understand why they would continue to do this. I mean, the people who, like Caitlin Clark, who have brought a lot of attention to their sport, they, do her dirty. They foul her during the game. She was actually trying to get them to be more competitive. They didn't want to be competitive. The game was so bad, just like this one of these guys is gonna say on this panel. They were doing layups alley oops off the backboard. They were missing layups, and they act as if they have a product where they can take time off, and this can kind of be a joke, but it can't be because y'all are really trying to be serious, or y'all want people to take y'all serious, but at the same time, y'all can't even make basic layups. I see too many clips of women missing wide open layups or women bungling up plays, dropping the ball, falling down like they don't have no coordination. And it's really sad. It's really crazy the things that they get away with. But in due time, I do feel like that league is going to come to a reckoning where people just throw their hands up and just say, forget it. Because they're definitely trying to push that whole lesbian agenda. And you have to forget that a lot of people that Caitlin Clark has brought in are basically homemakers, like moms with daughters, and they want to inspire their daughters to do things and be great. They don't want to go to some league where it's a bunch of lesbians pushing lesbianism. They don't want that. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for you to like who you want to like. Look, if they want to like women, that's cool. But some things you just shouldn't put out in the public. Like, your relationship shouldn't be public, especially when it comes to the WNBA, when everybody is dating everybody. Like, that's crazy. The whole league is a bunch of women dating other women, right? So I'm gonna get to that first, and then I'll talk about Officer Tatum and all of y'all who do want to talk about that as well. What's up, Maravilla? What? Oh man, you ain't got to factor that in, bro. You play a professional sport. So let me play this clip first, talk about this, and then we'll get to the Officer Tatum stuff.
Was it as bad as I'm describing?
This WNBA All-Star Weekend was disgusting. And at this point, I believe that they should just name All-Stars, not have an All-Star weekend, and keep the regular season going. This is horrible product. I'm seeing alley-oops thrown off the backboard. Nobody's coming.
Well, the stream, eventually we're going to get to the Officer Tatum stuff about him getting threats and about the debate that he had on Stephen A. Smith's show. But I'm going to talk about this first.
Through the lane catching a lob. Like, what is going on? What is really going on? This was embarrassing. Angel Reese, you look crazy out there. You get a layup block. The girl's not even trying, and then she apologizes to you after. I mean, it's embarrassing what Locke. This is the second year in a row where the most exciting thing about WNBA All-Star is a stud bud live stream where everybody's just getting wasted, doing all types of what. That can't be the highlight of All-Star Weekend, a stud bud live stream. If that is the highlight, cancel the product. It's over. This was ridiculous. This league was a private Tinder app. This was a Tinder app of 180 members where they can hoop and hump and get away with anything that they want. It is ridiculous. It is disgusting. And enough's enough. It's time to start It's time to start actually acting like a professional league. Stop all the hooping and humping.
Well, he's definitely telling the truth. I mean, it was streams where these women was in the club. They were just being freaky. And you can tell they're being overly sexual with each other. Like the whole league is just it's crazy, right? It's just crazy, right?
Humping. And let's get to
You know what? You know what's crazy? Is I'm finna go ahead and talk about the Brandon Tatum stuff, man, because people they are leaving. They are absolutely leaving. They don't even care. Hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and get to that. Don't worry. Hang on to your butts. Finna talk about it. Let me go ahead and get it up here. I can see the numbers. I'm like, they just leaving. All right. I get it. Well, I was trying to see if some people was gonna come in here. That's why I wanted to talk about something else. But anyway, Brandon Tatum.
You said it.
Brandon Tatum was getting death threats. Brandon Tatum has been interviewing some of these boys related to the Nolan Wells case. He's even talked to the mothers of some of these young men. He has text messages that he's shown. He has went to Horn Island. He has talked to different people surrounding this situation, actually trying to see what really happened. But yet, he's catching so much hate and so much backlash simply because he's doing that. Now, keep in mind, Ben Crump and others, they aren't doing this. They don't even care. They just want a narrative to be what the narrative is going to be. Like I had a video. The Cajun Navy actually offered Ben Crump to have, I guess, cadaver dogs to go and sniff this boat that they said was getting cleaned out, and he turned it down. So that alone should let you know that he doesn't want to get to the bottom of the situation. He simply wants his narrative to go just so he can grift off of it. That's it. But let's play this clip about not Ben Crump, but Officer Tatum getting death threats.
Said it. Y'all be able to see it.
Oh, and this is from the Black Conservative perspective. This is from his YouTube page. So this is actually his video. So I'm just kind of getting a couple of clips from him.
Before we put it out,
Absolutely.
you'll be able to see it. And That's exactly what we did. We did the interview. We talked to the other boys, but they didn't want to go on camera, which for obvious reasons, because of stuff like this. Let's put it out there of the kind of hate I'm getting for just interviewing. Roll the clip.
Here's my message to some of you ignorant, melanated people that's in my comment section and in my messenger, talking about I hate my people, I hate my race, and you want me to take up for people that's wrong just because they black.
If Harriet Tubman was alive today, she would blow your brains out.
Wow.
Without any hesitation. Your brain matter will be all over the ground. No bull. Like,
Time out. That's him dog whistling or trying to allude to the fact that he wants me dead. He thinks somebody should kill me because in 2026, what Harriet Tubman and them sacrificed for us to have freedoms and for us to get along with each other, I expressed that, and he think I should be killed. Harriet Tubman.
That's because these fools still think that they live in the 1800s. They still think they live in the 1800s. They still think that they live in Jim Crow South, when it's a lie. If that was the case, he wouldn't be able to have all these piercings on his face. He wouldn't be driving around in his car on the internet saying whatever he wanted to say. But he's absolutely right. They're dog whistling. They're putting this out there so somebody who's more radical than him can actually be like, you know what, I'll do it. I'll go out and shoot that motherfucker. You know that's what it is.
Would have killed me for being fair to people and not basing stuff based on race. Let it go.
you made $20 million since 2017.
I made $20 million
Since 2017.
2017.
and never holding white people accountable. And then you're wondering why people are in your inbox saying the things they're saying to you. You
Threatening
did
my life?
cried real tears when a Nazi got his neck blown off.
Whoa.
Charlie's a Nazi.
A Nazi.
Nazi.
A Nazi. When a racist white person checks you, you do nothing, you say nothing. But when a black person says something you don't like, and I've seen an interview, you was willing to throw hands with them, but call black people violent. Make that make sense.
This is what I also hate about people like this. They try to act like black people don't do some of the things that they say that we do. It's a reason that they're saying the things that they're saying, because there's a lot of ignorant people like him and others out there that commit crimes, go places and act crazy, get on the internet and talk stupid, and always get behind something simply because somebody's black. Now you are actually attacking a black person, and you're a black person yourself. So in what world is he making any sense? Just like he said, he's attacking a black person who's trying to be fair. He actually went to these kids and asked them what happened from this point to that point. Can I see a text message? Can I talk to somebody? And they gave him the evidence. Instead, you would rather believe Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, who didn't do anything but go online and repost other people's posts and lies and all of this BS that hasn't even been confirmed.
You know what? As a black man, I'm gonna show you how violent we really can get, right? You know what I hope happens to you? I hope
And he don't like the stereotype. He don't like the stereotype of being violent. And the first thing he says, I'm gonna show you how violent black men can get. Okay.
a group of racist, conservative, flag-waving, loving white people string you up on the biggest tree they could find. I hope they get the biggest pickup truck with the strongest chain, wrap it about your ankles, drive 30, 40 miles per hour on the dirtiest, rockiest road possible, and have...
You know why I fucking hate these people? You know why I fucking hate motherfuckers like this? It's because they say this shit to black people that don't agree with them. You simply don't have to toe the company line according to some of these Negroes, and they be wishing harm on you. You move out the hood, you know what? You're going to get your Negro wake-up call. I can't wait for some white dude or some cop to harass you and beat the hell out of you and throw you out of a car or drag you down the street or hell, shoot you. That would be my wish, is for some cop to just randomly shoot you and blow your brains out. I can't wait for that to happen. My God, please, please, God, will you shoot this Negro? He think he better than us. He moved out the hood. Shoot this Negro, please. Execute him. Make him broke. Buck break him on TV. Give him a good position, God. And then I want you to have the white people embarrass him. This should be killing me, man. These are the, like I said, I hate these niggas, bro. I hate them. They really some bitch ass niggas. And this is why our community is stuck in a position that it's stuck in. Because they don't like the truth. They like delusion. They don't like facts. They like fiction. You can't be real with these people. You can't reason with somebody like this. This is why you have to just simply just tell them either shut the fuck up or get away from them. Because people like him, they ain't shit. They ain't shit, bro.
Have your skin shredded to the white meat. That is what I hope happens to you. Genuinely, that is what I hope happens to you.
Wow.
You hope I get tortured and killed
Drug behind a car.
like my ancestors, some of my ancestors, because I interviewed one kid, two kids, one black and one.
Yeah, that's what it boils down. Because he interviewed the white kids. They hate that. Bro, what are you doing, Brandon? We're not talking to the white people. We accusing them. We saying that they killed somebody. You don't go talk to them. Brandon, the narrative is there was one black kid with a bunch of white kids and they killed him. You don't need to go snooping around, uncovering facts and letting us know what really happened. We don't care about that shit. Just tell us what happened. Just make the story up. Just go along with what we going along with. What are you doing? And for that, we want you to die. We sentence you to death, Brandon. God forbid that you just agree with somebody on one little thing. They'll hate you forever. You could be somebody who's agreeing with everything Ben Crump has done up until this far, and then all of a sudden on this one, you will be like, yeah, I don't agree with Ben Crump on this one. And that same nigga be wishing death on you. Calling you a coon. I've done it. Well, I've had it done to me, I mean. They've emailed me all the time, you a coon. Or they'll just come in the chat room. Coon, N-word, saying all kind of stuff. Threatening my life.
White.
Right.
Just interviewed. I didn't speak for them. I let them say what they had to say. I asked them the questions that y'all had and the accusations against them, and I let them talk on a podcast. And now I'm supposed to get drugged and killed and hanged from a tree by racist white people. Make your mind up, bruh. I'm chucking and jiving for the white man because I want to be white and all this. But then the same people gonna kill me for no reason.
It's not for any reason.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And once again, this is coming from the Black Conservative Perspective. I think that's his name on YouTube. This is his video. I'm just pulling a clip from that. But I mean, it just pisses me off when I hear this stuff because I've heard it personally before. Now I think he's gonna show this clip with Willie D. So let's check this out. Let's listen to this.
Black conservatives, he will dog whistle to his audience that essentially there should be consequences for being a black conservative that falls out of line, aka that's not on code with whatever racialized narrative that these people are trying to push about some situation, right? Some false narrative that they're trying to push in order to divide the country, right? There should be consequences. Again, this guy has said this multiple times on camera. He's alluded to this idea that there should be acts of violence done against black conservatives who, again, don't stay on code, right? Because as a black person, you're supposed to be on code, okay? You remember me covering that video about Carmelo Anthony, some of the reactions after the verdict, right? And there was one particular conversation featuring a black supremacist, in which one of the people that was participating in this conversation simply stated that, hey, you know what? Black people need to do better, right? Particularly black men, when we talk about violence and stuff like that, we need to do better. And the black supremacists immediately responded, what? Well, why do you hate black people so much?
Stand behind that. Black men
I
off each
remember that.
other the most in this country, and we don't even make up the population of this country. We are the smallest part of the country. But why are black men offing each other the most in this country? We need to do better
Why
as
do you hate
people.
black
And I know
people?
y'all don't think that. What? I'm sorry?
Why do you hate black people?
I don't hate
Why
black
do you
people.
This person is asking a legitimate question. This is what niggas do. It's all because you don't agree with them or you ain't in alignment with them. Why do you hate black people? Why do you hate yourself? No, you hate us because you keep trying to walk us down a path of no return. You keep trying to walk us down a path of death and misfortune. You hate us. Instead of just being honest about what happened in situations, y'all don't want to do that. That is more harmful to our community than anything else. Give me a break with this crap. Just want to lie. We have to constantly, and you know, if you somebody who, when you hear the truth, it just resonates with you. And then when you hear bullshit, you know how you you be like, I really don't agree with that. You know, I wanna push back. But see, when you stuck in that mindset, when you black, because I used to be like that, deep down in your heart, you know, you like, I really don't agree with that. But hold on, let me go ahead and toe the line. Let me go ahead and say it. Yeah. The white folks killed him. This was a racist incident. But you like, I watched the video. It didn't really happen like that. But I don't want to get in trouble with. I don't want to get in trouble with nobody. I don't want the black people to get mad at me. Let me go ahead and say the usual. Let me say it. And everybody, that's right, brother. That's right. That's right, brother. That's why they like lies. That's why they like internet gossip. There's a motherfucker sit on an internet gossip platform and sit there with no facts, just a bunch of people. Well, I heard this and I heard that. And they not even from the area, and they'll sit there all day donating, liking, sharing, reposting, commenting. And then when somebody come up there, hold on, let me show you the facts. I got the evidence right here. Okay, I'm finna put the document up on the screen from the police department. I'm finna pull up the evidence from the actual court case. They have photos that I'm about to show you, and niggas have been, oh nigga, you lying. Nigga, you making this up. We don't know that they really gave you all of the evidence. How do you know that? And it's always this question like, you have to prove yourself to them. They can sit there and have everything based off speculation and lies, and that's perfectly cool. But when you say something about it, now you have to have the facts, and you need to show them this and prove this and do this and come back with. It's like, bro, y'all are a bunch of screaming fucking idiots. Fuck you niggas, bro. Hey, this whole group right here, kiss my ass and y'all can go to hell. I get so tired of that shit. So they didn't question this person, why do you hate black people? All because they asked a simple question. Watch this.
Most in this country, and we don't even make up the population of this country. We are the smallest part of the country. But why are black men offing each other the most in this country? We need to do better
Why
as
do you hate
people.
black
And I know
people?
y'all don't think that. What? I'm sorry?
Why do you hate black people?
I don't hate
Why
black
do you
people.
have
What I'm
such
saying,
animosity?
me
You come
saying that we
across
should
like
be
you have
better is not, that's
animosity
not
towards
hate.
them.
Saying
It
that we should be
is.
better is not hate. No, it's not.
You come,
I want us
you
to
come
be better
across
as
you have
people. I want
self-hate.
us to be, wanting to be better as a
That's
person
not
is not
better.
hate. If you want your
Defending
children to
yourself is
be,
not.
if you want your
Defending
children to
yourself,
be
you
good
have the
people
right
in the
to do
world, you teach them to be good
you want
people
us
in
to
the
be less.
world. That's not,
Hold
that's
on.
not
Speaking is
hating your children. That is
you
teaching them to
speaking
be
as if
better.
we should
How
be
is that
lesser
hate? How is that hate,
because you're
sweetie?
speaking
If I
because
if I tell my children,
you sound as if we
if
should
I
be
tell my
lesser.
children to be better than other people in school, how is that hate? when I'm trying to tell them to
Because
be a better person. That's not hate,
okay,
baby.
what,
That's
what
what
would you
you need
tell
to
your children?
understand.
Okay, if you saying better, what do you think is better? If someone is trying to attack you, you don't think that black people have the right to defend themselves?
Now, is that what that person is saying? Is that what that person was saying, bro? In conversation, they call it a red herring. Now you going into something else. You all into some other bullshit. You know why? Because you know that person is speaking the truth. Now you want to go to something else. Now you want to deflect. Now you want to spin it. This is, I mean, I'm so glad when I see black people online, on their YouTube pages, on their TikToks, who are talking just like me. It's really a breath of fresh air because it's a lot of us that's just getting tired of this shit. I am so tired of this shit, bro. No, it don't mean that I hate black people. How can I hate black people? I'm black. I love to be around black people. I can remember cookouts and hangouts and family events. Now, family events and cookouts, they just ain't the same. It was just different back then. Because now these niggas is in a frenzy. The internet got them hyped up. Every female thinks she got to twerk and pop ass. Every nigga think he a gangster. Like, I don't get it.
Definitely, but like most people have already said, both parties could have been handled differently. That's just the bottom line. It could have been handled differently on both sides. Bottom line.
Black people need to do better, right? Black people need to do better. And the first response from a black supremacist is, why do you hate black people? I will never get over that clip because it really tells you everything you need to know about the low IQ, emotional lunacy that we're dealing with here, right? These are the type of people that we're dealing with. And the unfortunate reality is that these situations, whether it be the Carmelo situation, the Nolan Wells situation, it shows you that this is very prevalent, at least amongst a lot of blacks on the internet, right? Maybe not in real life. And I'm hoping that it's not like that in real life, but hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Like, to me, it probably is somewhat prevalent in real life as well, too. But it just shows you, again, just the low intelligence that we're dealing with here, right? The emotional nature of a lot of these people and the racial tribalism that, again, they're not grounded in any type of reality or facts, right? If you are a black conservative and you simply state facts and reality, right? Again, they see you as the enemy.
Okay. They see you as the enemy. They lose their mind, bro. It's insane how these people are. We can have, like these situations happen where it's a viral moment where somebody gets shot or like this Nolan Wells stuff, and out of your whole family, I swear. See, other groups, they probably don't feel this as much as black conservatives feel it. But if you walk into, your black family, let's say something is going on and they all talking about it, and you point out something like, nah, that's not really what happened. And you kind of, they don't really know your stance, but you just kind of like, well, this ain't what happened, and this report says this and this. Bro, don't you know they were immediately keying on like, oh, you with the white folks, huh? Oh, this nigga here. Hey, if you not black, you don't understand that feeling. You'll be like, what the hell is going on? Point out something about politics and sound like a Republican. Niggas will have a fit. They liable to start passing out, having heart attacks. I got a cousin to this freaking day. Every time she see me, even just cordial, they'll just come down here and the first thing she say, oh, you a Trump supporter. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? You can't just greet me. You just can't say, hey, cuz, ain't seen you in a month or two. Just coming down here to do such and such. We just hanging out. You start talking about Trump shit. That's the first thing you want to talk about? But I'm delusional. I'm obsessed. I'm in a cult. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, and they would rather live in delusions. They'd rather make stuff up. They'd rather make up lies and falsehoods and then live in this fake world that they've created where, you know, we're still living in Jim Crow times, right? When we're not. And it's like, you guys want to be victims. You want to be victims
They
so
do.
bad.
They do.
And it's almost like these people don't have an identity without victimhood, right? Which requires them to always be obsessed with the white man and white people.
Man, oh my God.
It's crazy to me. But again, they claim to love blackness so much. I love being black this, black that. But their obsession with the white man and being victims of white supremacy, right? And oppression. It's like, clearly, I don't think you love being black. I just think you love being a victim.
They do.
Right? That's what I think. That's what I think about these people. So, with that being said, we got to react to Silly D here.
Oh, God.
Who is going to react to Officer Tatum exposing the truth, right? And it's the same low IQ stuff that we've been talking about.
He be killing me with what he be saying. Because you know, if black people watching this dude, the black conservative, they pulling their hair out. They like, this motherfucker, all the little shit and the little snickering he be doing, they hate that shit, bro. But he's absolutely telling the truth about Willie D. I can't watch Willie D. He just keeps pushing black people down these paths, and he's going with these narratives that just don't make no sense. It ain't got no factual evidence behind it. He doesn't care. He just likes to grift himself. And family, Nolan Wells, what they said is, it's like, shut your ass up, man.
And I just want you guys to pay attention to how mad this dude gets, right? About Officer Tatum exposing the text messages that we've already went over. But just listen to his response. Listen to his response. It's actually insane to think about as a decently intelligent person, right? If you're of average intelligence, this right here is mind-numbingly stupid, right, to listen to.
So-called friend, Warren Hudson, to give his incredible side of the murder mystery story.
That motherfucker put his so-called friend in quotation. Bro. You see? It's the narrative.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? After platforming Nolan Wells' so-called friend, Warren Hudson, to give his incredible side of the murder mystery story, Officer Tatum.
Bro, get out of my chat, Rolling Thunder. There is no evidence, bro. You just keep saying this. I'm tired of niggas like y'all. There is no evidence. There is no evidence that he got killed. Okay, you like Ben Crump, obviously. Did you watch the Ben Crump autopsy? The autopsy that he put out clearly stated that they couldn't come to a conclusion about the autopsy. They couldn't find anything in that autopsy. But yet, people like you that's just bumbling idiots will still come online because you want the narrative to be that they did something to him. Ain't no evidence out there. There is no evidence. Why Ben Crump ain't went and talked to these young men? He went and talked to the young man. Why you can't believe him? Why is his stuff not reality to you? Why is what Ben Crump putting on social media and reposting reality to you? I mean, like, you people y'all stupid as hell, bro. I'm gonna tell you, y'all are fucking retards. That's what you are. You don't know how to use common sense. You don't know how to think. You just want to come online and be a part of the narrative of bullshit. Man, get the fuck off my chat, man.
Is now going after Nolan Wells' grieving mother. Yeah, fam. Check out what this dude posted on his Instagram. Newly shared text messages show Nolan Wells' mother caught lying about not having any parents reach out to her regarding her missing son.
You know why he said that? It's because he caught her lying. She said that they didn't reach out to her and that she didn't know these damn the parents and she didn't know the kids and shit. Come to find out, she went to school with like one or a couple of the other mothers. Like, come on, man. And then one of the kids actually texted her and called her and told her that Nolan was missing. So it's all bullshit, man. Like, give me a break. He put this out. Talking about he caught her lying. Well, he did. Do y'all not realize his name is Officer Tatum? He used to be a cop. Don't you think he knows how to go about asking questions and looking for evidence? Do y'all not understand it? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Me and other people, we just a bunch of YouTubers just sitting behind our computers talking about some shit. This is how niggas are. They'll go against a scientist. They'll go against a physicist, a chemist, an astrophysicist. They'll try to debunk them. Like, no, I read this or I saw this. Nigga, if you don't get out of my face, I done went to school, I done got degrees, I done did actual tests and trials and you sitting up here telling me that you read something on Twitter. Get out of my damn face.
Warren Hudson's stepmom, Ashley Cole, exclusively shares new text message revealing she reached out to Nolan's mother prior to Nolan's mother claiming nobody reached out. Nolan's mother later corrected herself on CNN. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, check out this dude. This is the text message. Christine, this is Ashley Cole. If or when you ever want to talk to me, this is my number. Now, why was it even necessary for him to post this? Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn. It's a bunch of bull. Yeah, it is.
And he got mad because he put out evidence of her lying. Why is it necessary to post this? Once again, why are you posting evidence? We only posting speculation. Now, what you need to do is find somebody on the internet who has made a speculation post and repost that. That's what we doing, Officer Tatum. We're not actually going to talk to people and let them and have them give us their text messages and post them on. We're not doing that. Why in the hell would we be doing that? Nigga, don't you know we posting misinformation? If you don't stick to the narrative and stick to what we doing, I'm gonna have somebody kill you.
Hey, you want to post it?
Why was it necessary for him to post the truth? Why was it necessary for him to put out the truth? Why is it necessary to expose Nolan Wales' parents' lie? That's what Willie D is saying. That's the question that he's asking. And it just blows my mind that the same people who claim they want to know the truth, right? They don't want to know the truth. All they want to know is lies. All they want to hear is lies and conspiracy theories that confirm the reality that they created, the fake reality that they've created. That's the only thing they want to hear. Anything else outside of that, they don't want to hear it. If you want to know the truth, why are you upset with Officer Tatum posted this text message? The truth is that these friends aren't hiding. The truth is that the family and Ben Crump have no interest in actually talking to the friends. They have no interest in actually talking to the family. Because if they do that, then that stops the grift.
That's it. Haven't I said this from the very beginning? I know I've been saying this. Ever since like that first day, once I realized this is a bunch of misinformation, if y'all been on her, you know I said, man, hold up, wait a minute. This is all misinformation. And then the next day I talked about it, I started saying these same things. You know why? Because I have common sense. I can wait and actually think about what's going on around me and come to a realization or come to a conclusion or say that I was wrong or say that I misspoke. They can't do that. They know that this information don't coincide with what their narrative is. So you know what? Fuck it. We just gonna keep it with our narrative and keep putting out videos of BS, even though we know that nothing that's coming out is aligning with us. But hey, I gotta stay in the algorithm. I gotta keep it going. I need people to continue to come to my page because if I put the real information out here, that video is gonna get about 1/10 of the views. Hell, I might lose some subscribers. We can't have that. We can't have that.
That's the actual truth. And because, again, these messages are a threat to, again, their racialized narrative, their grift. Again, look how mad they get. Look how upset they get. Why did he post this? Why did he do this? Why is he attacking the mother? It's not an attack. The truth is not an attack. The truth is the truth. So Nolan Wells' parents are just allowed to lie. They're allowed to go on national television and pretend like they want to know the truth about their son when they really don't. And they know what happened to him. They just can't say it. And they don't want anybody that actually knows the truth about what happened to really come out and say it, because then that stops the grift. So that's why they
who is this? Jesse Mockler say less followers for saying on Willie D's platform. Yeah, if he actually told the truth on Willie D's platform, he'd lose followers. If he came out and said, you know what, the evidence ain't aligning. You know what, I don't think that these boys actually had something to do with Nolan Wells' death. That nigga would lose subscribers, man. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. Anybody like Willie D, if they change their mind, they're going to lose subscribers. I promise you. That's why they won't change. That's why they don't care about the truth. The narrative is already set in stone, and that's what they're going to stick with. He's going to push video after video after video after video after video, and then they're going to criticize Officer Tatum when he comes out with the real evidence. Because, yes, he's going to lose subscribers.
pretend as if nobody's reaching out to them, nobody's talking to them, nobody's saying anything, because, again, that feeds into the racial grift, right? The so-called murder mystery that's not really a mystery.
Fine. But why was it necessary for him to insult a grieving mother? Why was that necessary? I submit to you that...
Well, she lied, right? That's not an insult. She lied, right? That's not an insult. That's just a statement of fact. She was running around claiming that nobody reached out to her or that none of his friends cared, right? Basically smearing them. And that was just not true. Why are you okay with her lying? Right? Like that's the real question.
Officer Tatum was just doing what Officer Tatum does. Throw black people under the bus at any cost. It don't matter who it is, what they're going through. This dude is for white supremacy. I'm talking about he is team white supremacy 100%. He's like the Clarence Thomas of influencers.
That shit is crazy. He's for white supremacy 100%. He's the Clarence Thomas of influencers. Don't y'all know these niggas don't even like Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas was actually one of the only few chief justices, the Supreme Court justices, that said that Supreme Court ruling was wrong. And he said that was meant for black Americans who are children of slaves and their descendants. That's a black man. If he was such a coon, why would he have said that? See, they haven't really done their research on Clarence Thomas. All they know is he talks proper. That's one. Let's get that straight. He talks proper. He talks like he has some sense. So to a lot of these niggas, they don't like that. They hate that. Now, if Clarence Thomas was up there, hey, you know what I'm saying? This, I don't really agree with the ruling. You know what I'm saying? And my dissent, I had to go ahead and give my perspective about what happened. You know what I'm saying? Cause that ain't real. I don't agree with them. They'd have been all with man. Hey, I fuck with Clarence Thomas, bro. Hey, that a real nigga, my nigga. You know Clarence Thomas a real nigga? That nigga, hey, I fuck with that nigga for sure. That's what they would have been saying. I can't stand these niggas, dude.
This dude does not miss an opportunity to say something negative about black folks. He always has strong opinions about black people's plight, but he never, and I mean never, critiques white folks. Never. See, that's how you know.
No, that's how you know you a racist. That's how we know you a racist. Bitch ass nigga.
He ain't buy shit. It's one thing to critique your people. Okay. If you are doing the work, I mean, I guess you have a right if you're actually doing the work, if you're doing something, if you actually helped it. But if you're standing over there on the sideline and just talking down on your people, you ain't putting no work in. I can see you complaining because you're frustrated that not enough is being done or things aren't happening fast enough, right? But to constantly just attack your own.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe he sees the decline in our culture. Maybe he sees the decline in our community and he's speaking out about it. But you niggas don't want to speak about it. You niggas want to continue to push drugs, debauchery, whole culture, strippers, all of that kind of bullshit. And he's telling you, I don't agree with that. They're lying about this. They're lying about that. That don't make sense. Something ain't adding up. Oh, man, this is one of those Negroes that hate black people. He ain't never got nothing to say about no white folks. Well, you know, it's funny how if I go on the internet, if I type customer screaming at cashier, black folks gonna pop up. If I type people fighting in the street, in the parking lot, black people gonna pop up. If I type person gets shot, black people gonna pop up. Well, this is just some white people pushing this out there. You like, bro, how? It's the thing is, it's too many clips of us or too much footage of us doing shit. If it wasn't that much footage of us doing shit, they wouldn't have nothing to put out. But it's always us. Man, this is the you know what I'm saying, the people who control the internet. It's the Jews. Man, get the fuck out of my face.
People. Who else does that? Like, what other group of people do you know that has like several? I mean, like really hordes of members of their group that constantly points out the worst of what they have to offer, their worst behavior, right? Because all groups have good and bad.
That's it. That's a key phrase. All of them do it. Hey, man, all of them do it. Why you always pointing out the stuff about black people? They all do it. They got black. And that's the bullshit that I always hate too. It's because anytime I talk about somebody come up here, white people do it too. I can remember this one time talking about how, I think it was that Juneteenth. These niggas was killing each other during Juneteenth, a black holiday. I pointed out, nigga, man, white people be doing it too. Man, we talking about a black holiday, talking about the slaves who was freed in Texas, and niggas is killing each other. White people be killing each other at events too. It happened in Chicago. It happened over here. It happened in this city. It happened in that city. This is why he pouring out the worst of us. Well, you know what? Let me tell you something too. Let me point this out for a lot of you stupid Negroes. It's because if any content creator was talking about the good that black people did, guess how many of you niggas would show up? Like, I'm serious. How many of you niggas would show up? Y'all wouldn't be nowhere to be found. Niggas would not. No, talking about I would be surprised. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. If I did a show talking about some of the good that black people did, or if any prominent creator started talking about the good, the niggas wouldn't even show. They get off of that so fast. Man, look at this brother doing this for the community. Look at this brother doing this or this sister doing that. Look, I'm talking about it right now, and the numbers just went down. That shit just dropped like 40, 50 people. I'm telling you what I know. Look, man, niggas is not shit. You can say whatever you want to say. A lot of these niggas ain't shit. They don't support nothing. They don't get behind it. They don't care. Nigga, I know what I'm talking about. I've done it.
But Officer Tatum only sees the bad in the black groups. He only sees the bad in the black group. He don't see the bad in no other groups. Yeah. And Officer Tatum constantly regurgitates white supremacist talking points.
Yeah. So we get it, right? Silly D, instead of being upset with the fact that the parents are not being honest about the friends or the family members of the friends reaching out to them, right? Instead of being upset about Nolan Wales' parents not being completely honest, he's upset with Officer Tatum for exposing the fact that they're not being completely honest. But again, these are the people who claim that they want the truth. And again, that's what blows my mind about all this. Because it really shows you what the truth actually means to them. What they really want is whatever confirms what they already have convinced themselves has happened.
Confirmation.
Now, me
bias.
personally, I'm pretty convinced that I know what happened. But I'm willing to change my mind if the evidence suggests that this was actually a murder. I will change my mind. I will come out and say, hey, I was wrong.
Facts.
That it does look like he was murdered and we need justice. I'll be the first.
Facts. If they come up with some evidence to show, okay, maybe these guys didn't do it. Maybe it was something else that happened after they left. And the evidence shows. I would change my mind as well. But this narrative that his friends did something to him is bullshit. You can miss me with that.
Want to do that if the evidence suggests that to be the case, because my opinion is not formed based off racial allegiance. But clearly, as Silly D is demonstrating, his opinion on this situation is purely off racial allegiance, not based off facts, not based off evidence. It's based off, well, this is what the black people are saying. This is what I'm supposed to say as a black person, that this is a potential white lynching. And let's just go with that. And anything outside of that, you are attacking black, regardless of the actual facts, right? Regardless of the facts. And again, this is why they promote lies and conspiracy. Every lie and conspiracy theory that they can find, they promote that. But again, when the friends come out, the people who actually knew Nolan Wales, right, who were there, when they come out and they say things that go against what the pro-blacks already believe, now all of a sudden they don't want to know the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. Well, Nolan's so-called friend, right? Now they're attacking the friend. And they wonder why the friends aren't saying anything. Well, it's because of this right here. It's because you're attacking them. The same people are like, what? Somebody knows something. Somebody saw what happened to him. The same people that continue to say that, right, apparently don't want to hear from the people who actually were with him that day, right? Who saw him that day, who knew him. They don't want to hear from them. But we want somebody to say something. We offer 50,000, 100,000. We gonna make the person who tells us what really happened to Nolan Wales rich, right?
Because you know they don't want to hear once again if they knew the truth or if they got the truth from somebody about what really happened, or if they did their due diligence to find out what really happened. The grift is over with. The grift is over with. They would actually.
You need a job.
They had to go get a job. And I'm being sarcastic because we know that they got tons of cash. But you get what I'm trying to say.
But again, the people who actually knew him that were there that day, who are saying, no, he wasn't murdered, right? Well, see, we don't want to hear from them. We don't want to give them money, right? Not you guys, not that. We don't want to hear that. That's not what we want to hear, right? We want somebody to tell us that Nolan Wales was lynched by a white mob. Anything outside of that, you're not eligible for prize money. They should have put that in the disclaimer. Anybody coming forth telling us anything outside of this was a white lynching is not eligible to get this prize money from Tyler Perry and Al Sharpton. And
no, that's a fact. They need. I wish I had that clip from In Living Color. More money, more money, more money, more money. Goofies.
Kaepernick and Ben Crump and others. That's what they should put that disclaimer there, because you don't really want to know what happened. That's not what they want to know. That's the last thing they want to know. So ultimately, at the end of the day, just like the Carmelo situation, I said it then, I'm gonna say it now. Situations like this really demonstrate why there's no hope for the black community. There's no hope for black people because on average, again, if the internet is any indication, right, which I will concede that maybe the internet is not an accurate representation of the average intelligence of a black person, but I'm just saying that if it is, this is why we're not going anywhere, right? This is why we're not going anywhere as people. This is why we're going to remain at the bottom, is because of this type of thinking. It's irrational, it's emotional, illogical, right? And you know, again, it's not fact-based. It's not grounded in reality. And if you're not living in reality, then you can't go anywhere. You can't progress as people, right? Because you won't accept reality. You won't accept facts. You're living in la-la world. Again, and I said this, and you know, hey, look, I used to get offended when Democrats compared black folks to the LGBTQ community, but I actually now see the comparison. I see it because the delusions they're about the same. Right? They're about the same, to be honest with you. They're about the same. So I think that the comparisons, honestly, may be accurate, right? They might be accurate. And I used to hate those comparisons, but now I can actually see it. Not when you talk about, oh, the LGBTQ struggle is the same as the black struggle, or the black struggle is the same as the LGBTQ struggle. Not that. But when you're talking about just adherence to facts, reality, you know, reason, okay? Yeah. I think that the lack of those things, right, between both communities is how they're similar, right? We continue to see this over and over and over again. But hey, like I said, when the
yep. So now I want to show y'all this clip. This is kind of long, but we're gonna talk about it. Y'all, I'm finna do the same thing. So this is Officer Tatum on Stephen A. Smith's show talking to this dude, Charles Coleman. And watch how much sense Officer Tatum is making compared to Charles. But you can tell Charles just don't like it. And anytime he makes a really, really good point, they're gonna say, well, we kind of getting off topic. We kind of, we getting away from. It's like, oh my God. Let's listen to this. And this video is from Officer Tatum's page, but this clip that he's also showing is from Stephen A. Smith's show. So I wanted to say that and give them credit as well.
Officer Tatum, you personally interviewed, you traveled to Mississippi, from my understanding, you to personally interview one of the young men who left the island without Nolan. Why should the public trust whatever account is coming from them right now, in your estimation, based on what you've learned? First things first.
Now, I had a problem with that. He's about to correct it, but why did he have to say that? Why should we trust anything coming from these boys? Well, y'all haven't asked him shit. Y'all haven't went up there and talked to him, but y'all have sat up here and believed everything that Ben Crumpet said. So if I go ask the people who y'all accusing questions, why should we believe them? That's what you gonna ask me. Ain't this about a bitch? So you can make speculations and not be questioned, but I can actually go to the source and ask questions, and then all of a sudden I'm wrong. Why should we believe them? They giving me text messages. They showing me phone calls. They showing me evidence. Ben Crump ain't showing me no damn evidence.
I shouldn't say that. First things first, what did you deduce from the conversation you had from one of the friends that was with Nolan Wells? What did you take away from that you'd like the public to know?
Well, Stephen A., I want to make sure this is clear. I actually spoke to all the boys that were being accused. I spoke to family members. I spoke to also their attorneys. It's just
also, yes, I apologize. Appreciate your ambition. She says, if you're watching the show, appreciate the content, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome in, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I definitely agree with that. And I appreciate it if everybody would do that for me, please.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
that the one young man had the I wouldn't say courage, because others had reasons why they didn't want to come on the camera, but he was able to come on the camera, and I interviewed him. And I also interviewed another young man who was black, who was there, who had his own personal accounts of what happened. I'm not asking people to believe or not believe. I just wanted to get people the information. So nobody had heard from the young.
Y'all got to get them likes up, man. Come on now. I'm sitting up here. I don't ask for no money or nothing. I just need y'all to hit that like button. I only got 18 likes. It's 106 people viewing. Man, please hit that like button for you, boy. Now, I know, come on, man. Y'all got to do better than that. Now, I'm sitting up here spitting facts, telling the truth. People know I ain't lying. This is real. I ain't being fake. I ain't being fake for the internet. I'm just telling you how I feel. So if you agree with me, or if you like this show, just hit the like button. But you know what I'm saying? You right, Sean. It is a lot of people like that. It is a lot of people like that, and I get it. This type of channel, I understand that. It's a lot of people that hate watch. I definitely understand that. I do. I do. I do.
Young boys, nobody had heard their accounts, and a lot of misinformation was put out there, some intentionally, some maybe not intentionally, but it was very detrimental and not conducive for the investigation into Nolan Wells' death. It was punitive. They came out and started with race. It had to be something nefarious because these boys are white for any other reason. So I wanted to go out and hear the full story, and what I deduced from the interview and talking to everybody is that these young boys had nothing to do with what ended up happening to Nolan Wells. And also they were best friends. I mean, these kids had so many pictures, so many text messages of them being closer to Nolan than any other friend group. And also one thing that shocked me was that this was an island, not secluded, not an island with 5 or 6 people on it. It was an island where there was thousands of people there, hundreds of boats. And also a lot of people could verify the statements that was made from some of these young men. So I really wish that we could have started at a point to say, what happened to Nolan Wells? Let's work together as a community. Let's talk to these young men, talk to other people, and let's find out what happened to Nolan instead of jumping the race.
Officer Tatum, how do you know that it was misinformation that was put out there? How did you come to the conclusion that something was misinformation? Explain that.
Well,
Is it just
I knew it was
according to their account or something else?
No. Initially, I knew it was hogwash because when Al Sharpton and them got on TV, they automatically made an inference to say, well, it was something that had to happen because these kids were white. It was one white kids with one black boy. I mean, that there's no evidence to project
Facts.
that unless you believe every white person is nefarious in their dealings with black people. And so I thought that was suspicious on his face. And then they said that Nolan was the only black kid. He was not the only black kid. Many of his black friends were also at the island with him. So, some of those things that started to come out, I knew that they were not being truthful.
I am not going to ignore the facts, which you just pointed out. These are facts. He may have been with other black people, but we have seen the pictures, we have seen the photos. There were a number of people who were gathered out there for the July 4th holiday, but Nolan Wells was with 3 boys who happened to be white.
Boom. Now, why did he say that? Because he's still trying to point out the fact that they had something to do with it. Why is the inference that because they were white, that they killed him? He basically just proved his point. Well, they don't even be realizing what they saying in their conversation. They don't realize it. You've already made up your mind. Well, with these pictures that we seen and the people who he was around, they was all white. What the fuck does that mean? He was on an island. Maybe he tripped in the water and fell. Maybe he hit his head on something and drowned. Maybe he was too drunk and drowned. What the fuck? Why does it have to be just because it was white people that they killed him? Bro. It's so funny to me how they are and how they try to act like they oblivious to this shit. When they know, man, this shit is frustrating as hell. It's hard talking to these people. And I know that's why he has that look on his face. Because it's just crazy.
Those are facts.
He was with, but the thing is that it's facts without context. He was with more than just 3 white boys. That's the problem. There was over 20, 30 kids that got on 3 boats and they all went to the island together. They didn't just travel with Nolan and just these 3 boys. Many of the boys did their
Tatum, they don't know that. They didn't go do the due diligence that you did. He just heard what Ben Crump and Al Sharpton told him. That's it. See, you telling him all that, it's like, what? Hold on, I got to think of something to debunk that.
accusing, including Warren, wasn't even on the boat with Nolan when Nolan went out to the island. So some of those things were mischaracterizations of what actually happened. And the thing is that I don't think it's fair to say because history has shown in part that white people or black people have had injustices that all of a sudden you project that into a new situation. Black people have done nefarious things to other black people. Does that mean that you automatically jump to saying, oh, black people must be wrong in this situation? You know, because he had his black friends there too. And why nobody's questioning them? Why nobody's saying, why didn't the black friends rescue him? What did the black kids know about Nolan?
Because if they said that, nobody would show up. And none of these niggas who agree with them in the chat, they wouldn't even care. If they was talking about the black kids did something to him, this wouldn't be a story. And none of these niggas who agree with them in the chat wouldn't even be here. I can put money on it. It ain't no money in that shit. That shit don't get you nowhere. Black on black, I mean, how much money can we make on that? We can't make no money on that. I mean, that ain't, I can't even show up to that. Why would I get on my private jet and come there and get on the mic and represent you? Ma'am, is it, I mean, can you give me more? Was it a white neighbor? Something? Yeah, we have a couple of white neighbors. Okay, good. Okay, I'll be down there. You know, they did also have 2 white neighbors, and the janitor was a white guy. So we need to look into these people as well, because we, the two brothers that was with him, they are saying that they didn't know what happened. But it was two neighbors next door. It was a guy down the street. He's a pedophile. We looked up his information, white guy. And so look, hey, it's possible that these white people had something to do with it. So go to my Cash App, my GoFundMe. Make sure y'all donate. Make sure y'all send me some money so we can make sure that we are able to take care of the family, make sure that we can get a proper burial, make sure that we can do an altar. The grift.
Many of them said that they saw him last when the white boys had left at 4:30. So I just think that the race should never be interjected. Nolan's friends told me, and they proved to me that they were really close to him and they were some of his best friends. They said Nolan would have been incredibly upset at the way people are framing his death and going after his friends with no evidence.
What do you say to folks that will ask this kind of a question? He's on a boat, he's on an island, and according to numerous reports, he talked about staying behind and traveling back with a different set of company. Yet his car keys and his phone was left on a boat that he had traveled to those guys with. So what teenager do you know is saying he's staying someplace, but he's going to leave his car keys and his phone on the boat with the guys that he arrived at the island with? That does seem a bit suspicious, particularly when the guy's mother, Nolan Wells' mother, had to use some app to locate the phone, and it was something that wasn't given back. These are reports. I'm not pretending to know, Officer Tatum. These are what the report said. What do you say to that?
And this is where I feel like Benjamin Crump and them should be sued for them putting out this information without facts. Let me point the fact.
Didn't I say that too? How many times did I say that Ben Crump is on his way to getting the brake suit off of him? He's slandering people without the proper information. I've been said that. You know the old saying, cruising for a bruising? That's what's going on with Ben Crump. He cruising right now. All that money he done made, he's at risk of losing all of that shit. He gonna run into the wrong person and accuse the wrong person of something, and then it's gonna come out that they family is freaking trillionaires, and they gonna go after his ass for everything he got, and he gonna be looking stupid. And then everybody's gonna question every freaking case that Ben Crump has been a part of. I'm telling you. That's a fact, Ruby. You talking about a man who can't even read. Dude cannot read to save his life.
Out without context, it sounds bizarre, but when you put
matter of fact, let me show. This is Ben Crump. Let me go. Y'all remember Patrice O'Neal? Y'all remember that joke about the banana? Who remember that joke about the banana? I hope they got it on her. All right, watch this, y'all. This is Ben Crump.
Like, I can't spell. If I had to spell restaurant to this day, right, to save my mama's life, like if somebody held my mama hostage and had a gun to her head, right, and says, "Nigga, spell restaurant," you know, I'm gonna shoot your mother in the head. I'd be like, I would look at my mother like, "I love you." You better look at me, Mom. She's crying. Understand that I love you with all my heart. Stop stalling, nigga! Okay, all right. All right. R-E-S-T. Oh my God, here's where it gets. Oh, Jesus Christ. Rescue. Ruant is it's an A or U or U. All right, give me another word, man. Give me another word, one more word. Just give my mother a chance to live. Tomorrow? Probably, God. Banana, all right, banana. B-A-N. B-A-N-N. Ain't there like 7 N's in banana? B-A-N-N.
That's Big Crump. Oh man. Oh.
You put it in the context that a lot of people left their phones on the boat that left. Many kids came to get their phone after they left the lake. Nolan was with a girl. It's not shocking that Nolan would have said, hey, man, you guys had to leave, because they had to leave in an emergency situation. It wasn't like they had time to prep and everything. The boat was sinking, so they had to go. And they told Nolan, get on the boat, get on the effing boat, man, let's go. And he like, no, I'm finna hang out with this girl. I saw evidence of that, and others who had sent messages that I read that said that they asked Nolan to go and he didn't want to go. Now, a lot of people left their phones on the boats because they're sitting in chest deep water, and it's a bunch of people out there. The reception is not very good, so most people did not have their phone with them. Now, the phone and the keys situation, people need to understand the context. Nolan never brought his keys with him, because they were on a boat driving 7 miles out to an island. His keys had always been at the residence where his car was. So when the guys go back, they text Nolan's mother. This is where it ticks me off. They showed me a phone call where immediately the first phone call that was made concerning Nolan was Warren called Nolan's mom, and she hung up the phone on him the first time because she didn't know who he was. The second call, he told her, hey, Nolan haven't come back. Do you know, have you heard from him? And then they called the Coast Guard. So his mother was very much aware that they had Nolan's phone. His mother did not have to track the phone through Life 360. His mother didn't come get the phone. Another parent of a black kid who was out there with Nolan came to get her son's phone and Nolan's phone. So why didn't Al Sharpton or any of them ask these boys what happened, have them show evidence, and then present it to the public? And it's because I think they wanted the race bait instead of trying to find out what happened to Nolan.
Do you know? Hold on, Charles. Hold on, Charles. Do you know whether or not Al Sharpton and those guys had asked to talk to the kids, and the kids refused to talk to them? Do you know it?
Nigga, if you don't stop. If I was Brandon Tatum, I'd have said, nigga, if you don't stop. You know damn well Al Sharpton or Ben Crump didn't try to talk to these kids. That deserves a nigga if you don't cut it out right now. You know damn well. Now, why you gonna sit up here and ask me that goofy ass shit? Why don't you ask Charles? Ask Charles. Because Charles don't know shit. But you're going to ask me, the person who actually did something. Okay, we're going to play along with your stupid game, you receding hairline mother. Anyway.
No, they told me, they told me that they haven't heard anything from Al Sharpton or anybody that tried to contact them. This is what they told me. Now, they showed me messages where parents had communicated and reached out to Benjamin Crump, his team, and said, we would love to communicate with you guys. Any questions you have, we want to talk to you guys so you can get the context. Also, they messaged Nolan's mother multiple times about communicating and saying, hey, if you need anything, if you want to talk, we can give you the context of what happened.
And nobody reached out to these boys. And I saw evidence of this, which is what frustrated me about this in the first place.
What I will say about the overall situation is that for me, as a civil rights attorney, I am looking at this and I am saying that there needs to be a greater sense of transparency from the sheriff's department because they are the ones who have spoken to most of the parties who have been involved in this case. They've conducted over 60 witness interviews. They've done the toxicology report. They have the autopsy. So these are the people who are truly equipped from an information place to give the public the most accurate picture. So I am not calling what you're putting out misinformation, but what I am saying is that that is just an equally biased and slanted point of view in the opposite way because it lacks the full context. So
how is it biased and slanted? Listen, he went and talked to people, gathered evidence. You don't have no evidence, but he's biased and slanted. What world are some of these niggas really living in? And he talking about he's a former prosecutor. So is he gonna put somebody on the stand who has, who has seen some online and talking about a post that they saw from another person and YouTube clips? Is he gonna put that person online, or is he gonna put Brandon Tatum up there on the bench? Like, for real.
because of that, let me finish. It's disingenuous intellectually, number one, to dismiss the notion of race, because that is choosing to ignore the history in America that we have faced. Number two,
that shit is crazy. That's a part of the victim mentality, wanting to dismiss the history of race in this country. So just because you're hanging out with white people, and something happens to you, it automatically has to be that they did something to him. What if it was black versus white? And we came to that conclusion. Don't you know these niggas would have a heart attack if that shit came out on TV? If they had some white lawyer, man, he was around a bunch of black kids. The history of this country and what we had black people in slavery and Jim Crow. It's not far-fetched to think that this is some type of retaliation move on the half of black people. Oh man, are you serious? Did y'all see that press conference? That white lawyer come out there and said that them black kids did something to that white boy? Oh man, I can't believe this. Boy, I tell you, hey, that was the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. I'm so mad right now. How can they sit up there and say that them black boys killed that white boy? Ain't no way. They had that white lawyer up there with all them white folks talking about them. Man, I feel sorry for these black kids. They finna hang them. They gonna get the chair. It ain't no help for them now. Well, y'all niggas be killing me.
two, it's equally disingenuous to play a whataboutism to try and substitute the notion of black on black crime, which is a complete misnomer as to why we should not focus, or at least note, I won't even say focus, at least note the color issues that are at play with respect to what could or might have happened to Nolan Wells. Again, not necessarily being accusatory. And it's just as disingenuous for you to go further and say, well, we must assume, or it seems like Crump and Sharpton and everyone else was projecting the notion of race. That may have been your interpretation, which I cannot necessarily argue with. But
you see how disingenuous niggas are? He said that may have been your interpretation. Are you serious? Everybody and their mama who watched that press conference knew that they was implying that this was about race. Man, once again, I need to make a clip. Nigga, if you don't stop. Nigga, please. Did he not even just say this at the beginning of this interview? Nigga, please.
It is just as problematic for you to suggest the polar opposite of that when none of us have conducted this full investigation. You have a limited sample size. I have a limited sample size. The public has been wrought with misinformation. So for me, the real issue here is a lack of transparency from the sheriff's office to give the public a complete picture.
Well, let me tell you why I disagree with you fully. As a former police officer, and I was a PIO, I dealt with all of these things. The police department is not an injustice when you say there's a lack of communication or transparency. The police department cannot put this information out there when you still have suspects at large. If they go and release some of this information and show their hands of what they know and don't know, then potential suspects will begin to destroy evidence. They'll start hiding. They'll start cleaning stuff. You don't want to give that information out to the public until you know for a fact that you've been able to communicate with every suspect that's out there.
That's how stupid these niggas are. They're going to want you to put out all the information and then it gets destroyed. And then they can't figure out what really happened. And then they even more mad. Then they just going to blame the police department. They'll say, now why the police department put that information out there? And these guys done destroyed the evidence. This is a miscarriage of justice. The whole time y'all been screaming, put the information out there. Tell us what happened. We need to know what happened to this boy. Put the autopsy out there. What is the toxicology report?
You start putting out the autopsy prematurely, and it shows blunt force to the head, strangulation to the neck, then the people who have done this are going to make sure they hide the murder weapon. They're going to make sure they get their stories together and say, no, I didn't hit him in the back of the head. You don't want to project those things too prematurely. So there's no issue with transparency. And I'll say this: the reason that I'm talking about Al Sharpton and them is because the first thing that they said was that he was there with white boys, therefore there had to been something. And then it goes back historically. Some of them compared this to
Emmett Till.
The young man.
I've heard very different messages from them when they have said, we cannot assume that this is racist.
But
what? We cannot assume that it wasn't. So I'm going to correct you there.
Let me jump in here.
Who's that, Charles? Hold on. Charles, who said that? Who said that?
Literally during his eulogy, Al Sharpton said, we cannot assume that this was racist. And he said, we can also not assume that it wasn't.
Take your time. Take your time. Hold on, guys, take your time. Ain't nothing getting edited out. Don't worry about it. Trust me. All of it is, I'm not editing a damn thing. Go ahead, Officer Tatum, the floor is yours.
Well, let me interject. When you are looking for justice for your child in a criminal case, meaning that somebody committed a crime against your child, why do you go out and get a civil rights attorney? These Benjamin Crump and them are known for going after these cases specifically in injustices against black people.
Let me try first.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that's fair. No, that's fair, Charles. Go ahead.
I'm a former prosecutor. I'm a civil rights attorney. Please understand how these things work. At the end of the day, when you're talking about quote unquote justice, the first reason why you get someone like Benjamin Crump is because he's a person who has experience with wrongful death lawsuits.
Black people.
So it is.
That's it. Facts. Black people. Bro, he's being disingenuous. He's only representing cases of black versus white. If it's something other than that, please show me. Now, I think this last one, this guy was probably like black and Latino, but it's black and white where you have white officers, white people. Like, will you stop it? Golly.
It's not about black people. No,
it is. Benjamin don't represent white people.
Please talk about that is completely false. That is completely
when was the
false.
last case he represented
I'm not
where he
here
supported
to do
white people?
I'm not here to do your.
Let me see if I can just Google it. I'm gonna go back to the. I just want to see. Let me. Man, who should I ask? Let me just ask Grok. I'll do Grok. Let's see what Grok says. It's taking a long time. Okay. I stand correct. It's one. Hunter Britton, a white 17-year-old from Arkansas, was shot by a sheriff's deputy. He was shot by a cop. So there's the grift. But hey, he represented a white person. So there you have. And I ain't on here lying. I ain't up here. I didn't lie about it and try to act like that didn't pop up. So for anybody who thought that was the case, no, it pulled it up. That's what it said. Hunter Britton.
Research for you.
No, you the one saying it. I'm telling you, it didn't happen.
But Benjamin Crump has a long-standing career of supporting people of all races and ethnicities when it comes to the violation of their civil rights.
Give me one.
as well as personal injury. So please let me answer your question.
Go ahead.
The reason why you get a civil rights attorney is because, number one, Benjamin Crump has extensive experience when it comes to wrongful death suits. Number two, in this situation, it is possible that there may be an element that Nolan Wells' civil rights were violated and that something may have happened to him because of his color, which is why you get a civil rights attorney. A civil rights attorney. And so that is the answer to your question.
It's about
As
color.
a former prosecutor,
he said it.
You let the police and the sheriff's office deal with the notion of criminality because that is one thing that Benjamin Crump can't do anything about.
Well, let's say this, brother. Can I jump in here?
That's why you go get someone like Benjamin Crump.
Why wouldn't the kids get civil rights? Like, for instance, people were saying, why did these kids lawyer up? Well, first of all, many of them didn't even have a lawyer. They went and talked to investigators and did a lie detector test equivalent with no lawyers. Okay, so but anyway, would you think it would be weird if these kids went out and got a civil rights attorney?
Why would they have a civil rights attorney? They're not being accused of anything.
They are being accused. They are being accused.
Who's accused them? Who has accused
Al
them?
Sharpton. Benjamin Crump.
Show me where Al Sharpton has accused them of something.
All right, they said this is what they said.
Suspicious.
This is what they said. No. They said they put these boys' pictures out on the internet and said he went out, and they framed it as he went out just with them. And something happened, and we know something happened, and why they hiding phones and doing all this? He's accusing them before any evidence is presented.
That's not an accusation. That is an accusation. But Charles, it's a statement of suspicion. That is not an accusation.
Charles, hold on. Charles, let me chime in here. A statement of suspicion, some people would say, is an accusation. I understand from the legal, literal sense what you're saying. But talking amongst ourselves right now, when you say a statement of suspicion is not an accusation, that's not how people interpret a statement of suspicion. When you make a statement of suspicion, you're making an accusation. I mean, can we at least concede that? What's wrong with having your suspicions raised and saying, listen, we need some damn answers. Something ain't right. He was a healthy young 18-year-old and he didn't come home alive. How'd that happen? What's wrong with that?
Now, if they had context and all the information, and then they led with that, I would have no problem with it. But let me tell you this right now, Stephen A. Smith and Charles, I'm telling you right now, if a white boy was on an island with his black friends, all black, and some white folks put on a camera, that something must be suspicious because the one white boy is with all these black dudes, and something may have happened. We know that people covering it up and everything because these kids black. Man, we'd be pissed off on that. Ain't no way in the world I'd accept somebody saying, you gonna blame these black boys for doing something to this kid just because they black? That's insane. And that's
he ain't lying. He telling the absolute truth.
What happened in this situation?
If a white boy had been on that boat with 3 black boys, we would have seen a very different.
Where's your evidence? Give me a case.
History.
No history. You can say history can tell us everything.
We would have seen please let me finish.
It's so easy to say that every time about everything. Let's look at history. They want to go back to that because that's an easy play. What about slavery? Remember Jim Crow? Let's look at the history.
Statement. We would have seen a very different.
Give me an example
of the Central Park, the exonerated 5.
Well, first of all, 5 of them didn't go to prison. It was Central Park 5. Only 4 of them. Only 4 of them went to prison.
It was actually 6 of them, and 5 of them went to prison. And I'm not.
And let me tell you how they went to prison.
I'm not going to quibble with you.
You won't give context.
One at a time, guys. One at a time. One at a time.
You asked for an example. I'm not going to quibble with you and say, well, they're called the exonerated 5, and only 4 went to. I'm not going to do that. The exonerated 5. You wanted an example. I gave you an example.
That's not an equivalent example.
And there are other examples throughout history, starting with Emmett Till and going throughout the. And
are you comparing this to Emmett Till?
You asked me.
Wait a minute. No offense, and I haven't seen you over here in a while, Uber driver, but I appreciate you coming through. No offense, bro. No offense, but that clip, I do not hear what everybody is hearing. That's one, and then 2. How in the hell we gonna believe what somebody put out on the internet when they sat up there and said that other clip of Nolan talking about, give me my damn phone, why y'all trying to take my phone? Come to find out that wasn't even Nolan. Like, no offense, bro, but like, give me a break, dog. Give me a break, dog. I ain't trying to hear that. I mean, I listen to it. I do not hear that shit. The shit, matter of fact, I think I got it up. I don't hear that shit, bro.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
I don't hear it. And you know what else? Why would they be calling for somebody to come to them if they just kill somebody? Why not just throw him overboard? I mean, like some of this stuff, like we gotta make it make sense, bro. We gotta make it make sense. If I just killed somebody, why would I call somebody knowing that they can hear other stuff in the background when my friends are like trying to either resuscitate them or do something to them? That's in the background, and then have somebody come to my location. Like, I mean, like just stop and just think. Like, just think. All right, man. What else? Okay. They killed him. They killed him. The white folks, they killed him. They was on this boat. You know what I'm saying? They tried to hide the body. You know, they was cleaning up the boat. All it happened. They killed him. So whatever. They killed him. I can't. It's too much for me right now.
No. Are you saying that this is equivalent to Emmett Till?
You asked me for an example.
So you're saying that it's equivalent?
Where if reversed?
Okay. I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm telling you. I'm giving you examples. What I'm telling you is that if the situation were reversed, we would have seen a very different investigation from law enforcement from the actual outset.
Let me introduce.
We as a people, when it comes as a former prosecutor, because here's the thing: you're a former police officer, and that's fine. But when it comes to after arrests are made and how prosecutions are going, that's my space. That's my lane. So I'm going to speak from my lane. And what I can tell you is we do not typically enjoy the benefit of the doubt when it comes to probable cause.
That's not true.
I'm telling you as a former prosecutor, I'm not going to tell you what it's like to be
arrest people and I deal with prosecutors.
I'm not going
to tell you what it is. I have to interview with the prosecutors every time there's an arrest.
Officer,
and we have to go to trial.
Go ahead, Officer Tatum. Floor is yours.
But But what I'm saying is that you cannot project that. It's unfair to project that. You can have it in your subconscious that there has been things that have been done wrong, but you got to treat these things fairly. You cannot go out and project that somehow the sheriff is a racist and he's not going to do right by these boys. That's not right. Let
But
the
Officer
investigation ensue. And then if you see impropriety in the investigation, then you can project that. But listen, they interviewed you just said they interviewed 60 people. They interviewed all these boys the day of. Like, what did they do wrong? They did an autopsy.
Officer Tatum, respectfully, what about those who would say the same or would ask the same question about you? Are you being fair? Because just like you have people out there that are elevating their level of suspicion and jumping to some sort of conclusion attached to guilt.
What? How is he not being fair? How is he jumping to conclude? How is he not being fair if the people who are being accused, he goes and asks them what happened, gets evidence about what happened? How is he being biased if you go gather information? That is crazy. Well, what do you say about people that say that you ain't being fair? Now, you went and asked the people who are accused some questions, but some of us may think that that's not being fair. What? See, when black people get in trouble and don't nobody question them or ask them what happened and they just throw your ass on trial, they goes, man, this whole process wasn't fair to me. Didn't nobody even ask me if I was there. They didn't ask me if I did. They didn't do nothing. They didn't check my whereabouts or nothing. They just threw me in jail. He say, bro, they rehearsed the story. One mother is a judge. The same woman who called? Okay. You got proof that they rehearsed the story? See, because somebody going to have to start coming with some facts and some proof behind that. See, I mean, do you think she would allow him to do an interview with a chance of incriminating himself? He went there and interviewed these kids. You do realize that some of them, they didn't want to be on camera. That's why he didn't show it. But he talked to all of them. So if they actually did something, why do you think that they would be more than willing to talk to a former police officer who has a prominent YouTube following? I think y'all are being unfair and biased because y'all only going off stuff that y'all heard from Ben Crump, and that's bullshit to me, bro. See, my conclusions are actually coming from facts. Y'all conclusions are actually coming from speculation, where you speculate or you think that they rehearsed it, or you think that they cleaned up this boat, or you think that was him in the water that said, give me my phone back, and that wasn't him. All of this speculation, even the photo that he was in the pool June 27th, they ran with that. Come to find out, that was previous to July the 4th. It's like, you say you got proof he had slurred words. Everybody was drunk. What does that mean? He wouldn't answer questions clearly. If he was slurring his words, if y'all can believe that he was drunk and slurring his words during that, why can't y'all believe? Why can't y'all draw the conclusion that maybe Nolan was drunk too and he just either passed out or just drowned from being too intoxicated? Why can't y'all believe that? Y'all can believe that this guy was drunk on the phone and did all this stuff, but y'all can't believe that he just may have happened to drown. Why is that? Because that don't fit your narrative. That ain't gonna work for you. That's not gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Yeah, everybody else was drunk except Nolan. I don't like that. I don't like that, bro. You see how you can't win? But they would have said that. See? It's always something. But you say, but they would have said that. Do you have any evidence that they said that, or what's the speculation? Y'all just say y'all not fair about the situation, bro. Just say you want to believe that they did something to him, and just leave it at that. Y'all don't got to make up all of this extra BS, bro. Y'all ain't got to do all. It's unnecessary. Just say that you don't like white people, or just say that you have a complete hatred for them, and you want to believe that they did something. I really would. I really would respect people a whole lot more if they just said it. Just be honest. Well, you don't like white people. He was around some white folks, so I think they killed him. Because I think that white people are racist. And leave it at that. This shit is frustrating as hell. It's like, I don't know, people they don't like facts, bro. They just like to live in Delulu. They want to be Delulu.
As it pertains to the death of Nolan Wells, you're coming across as somebody who's assuming these individuals that were in attendance with him were innocent because of your conversations with them, as opposed to not getting the full context the way Charles Coleman Jr. just highlighted.
No, yeah, I accept people saying that, but let me tell you that I saw proof. I'm not just taking somebody's account for it. And I'm not saying that nobody didn't kill Nolan. I'm telling you the people that they put out on the internet and said these white boys were the only ones with him, and they're getting death threats. While I was out there, somebody sent the suspicious package to one of the boys' houses. They showing up at these boys' houses saying that they killed him. Go look on the internet and look at any these videos. They got the boy pictures up there saying they had something to do with his death. They're claiming they deleting text messages. All of this stuff is incredibly ridiculous. When I went out and I said, show me the proof then. Not just what you say, show me the proof. And these kids are showing proof. Their lawyers are showing proof that they had nothing to do with this. They have a Life 360 just like Nolan did. Their Life 360 showed that they were not on the island, or at least, you know, the young man that I interviewed, he wasn't even on the island. I saw his Life 360. So, I mean, these kids.
It's fake, Brandon Tatum. It's not real. They made it up because they're white. Their parents doctored this information. They doctored the Life 360s. You know what I'm saying? It's all fake and made up. It's set up. The guy's mom is a judge. His uncle is an attorney. His grandma was a lawyer. His stepdad is a former police officer. His great grandfather was a CIA agent. See, when you break all this down, Officer Tatum, now you can see how these kids could doctor all of this evidence and persuade everybody's mind to think that they had nothing to do with it. You see, Tatum? You see, now when I hit you with the great grandfather who was a CIA officer, now you believe me. Now you see where I'm coming from. Everybody is a big cabal of people who are trying to keep these kids out of trouble. You see what I'm saying? You see, even the sheriff, if you go back and see what college he went to and who his math professor was, he is a former Ku Klux Klan member. That's all I need to know. Throw my hands up. They've been planning this ever since the sheriff was in college when he was 22 years old. If you don't believe me, go back and check the facts. Go back and check the books. It's all right there. It's all right there. Even his little Shih Tzu, He bought the Shih Tzu from a man who was a former Confederate soldier. Do you believe me now, Officer Tatum? Do you believe me now? I can go on and on. I done did my research.
Kids, they shouldn't have done these boys like this. They should
So
let
let me
the
ask you this question.
investigation go and then make their accusations.
So you're highlighting specifically. You're not even saying, like you just said, you're not even saying that Nolan Wells, that some vile act, that he wasn't murdered. You're saying that these boys, those are the ones that are being unfairly scrutinized and villainized by this whole ordeal. That's what you're saying, Officer Tatum. Is that accurate?
Yes, Stephen A. There were black kids there who now getting threats online too for coming out and saying something. But nobody's saying, what did these black kids say?
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. The black kids who coming out and speaking up, now they getting death threats. You know why? Because now they off code. Nigga, what is y'all niggas doing? Don't you know we trying to hang these white boys? Don't y'all come out here and giving us more evidence to say that they didn't have nothing to do with that. Y'all off code. Matter of fact, just like we said we was gonna kill Brandon Tatum, now we finna kill y'all niggas too. What in the hell is wrong with y'all? I mean, there's so many niggas running around here that's off code. We trying to convict the white boys, and y'all sitting up here siding with them. I know you was there with Nolan. Why did you have to come out and tell them that? We didn't need to know that. What's wrong with you?
Have anything to do with it? The young girl he was kicking it with, they don't have her name out there. Well, her name is Katie, but I'm not gonna say her full name. I don't want her to get doxxed. They not nobody talking about her. She said she was the last one. I mean, she at least mentioned that she was with him. The boys showed me text messages from her that she's saying that she was with him. Like, why ain't nobody coming at? How nobody coming at her?
I can't imagine that legal team would look to bring a lawsuit without having attempted to at least try to get some investigative answers from these boys. Now, when in this process they do it is a different question, because at the end of the day, the more information you have, the more informed questions you can ask. And the chances are you're not going to get multiple bites at that apple. So from a strategic place, what I can tell you is that, yes, I would fully expect that at some point they would endeavor to reach out to these boys, but it may not be this point, because they may be waiting for additional information so that they can actually ask better questions. They're not going to get multiple chances to do it. So when you do it, you want to make sure that you're doing it the best way you can.
That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. How many crime shows, First 48, CSI, all of this stuff, how many times do they typically ask them people who they think did it? They usually ask them initially, and then they go through all their evidence, and they don't tell nobody what they got, and then they ask them some more questions. And when those questions don't align, we got you. Hold on, wait a minute. You said what? You said on January 19th you was where? Okay, we just pulled your phone records. Can you explain this right here? Why is your phone pinging off this tower right here? Well, that wasn't me. My sister had my phone. Okay, wait a minute. Let me show you something else. See this picture? This picture is you from a camera across the street at the local gas station. That's you. Right where that phone is pinging at. Gotcha. Well, they wait till the last minute so they can ask better questions. Nigga, if you don't stop it, You say you guarantee they got the second report showing he was shit faced and are going to try and sue for underage drinking, even though they can't prove where he got the alcohol from. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. They try to sue the family. Why was my son even drunk? Why was he drinking? We want to sue your family for $100 million. And Ben Crump gonna be right back on the scene. You say, first, I wouldn't have given an interview to anyone. I hear you. I agree with that too. I agree with that. The only thing about it, I think they were pressured to do that with Officer Tatum. Because people are hella accusing them. If you know you didn't do nothing, and you know, like, it's so hard to not speak out when you know you didn't do nothing. And with the internet and they killed him. They did this, they did that. You're like, bro, it ain't no way I killed him. You just itching to talk to somebody, something. You just want to change the narrative. So I get what you saying, Happy Matt, but I also get what they was trying to do. You want that shit to get away. You like, I did not kill him. Because you know how this shit is with the internet these days. If the internet say you kill somebody, man, you kill them forever. To the day you die. Every time somebody see you, they gonna look at you like you a killer. Y'all seen them shows where people get exonerated by the evidence. And sometimes the family won't even say that they apologize and say, man, you know what, the evidence show you didn't kill my son. They'll still be like, nah, I still believe that he had something to do with it. Like, what? People, they don't care. Now you got to walk around with somebody may want to end your life on some falsehoods. Shit is crazy.
And the only way to do that is to have the information that you need in order to ask the best questions.
Charles, they drug these boys through the mother freaking mud. They put their faces online. Benjamin Crump shared this video or this picture of them in a swimming pool. That happened. That event was a week before July 4th. He didn't do no due diligence to check with anybody before he started putting this stuff out there. Then what he do is he go, I had people saying
that's got to be a lawsuit in itself.
That the argument was Nolan Wells asking for his phone back. He didn't talk to Tristan, who I interviewed. Tristan said on NBC, that was me, or ABC, that was me. That was not Nolan. But Benjamin Crump still to this day haven't came out and said, we found out that it was another young man. He pushed this.
They don't care. No, nobody is on Ben Crump's side cares. They don't care about that shit, bro. I promise you. This is why they would never come out and say, that was wrong information. I misspoke. I want to redact that statement. I want to redact that Instagram post. I apologize to the young man. They don't care, bro. You know why they won't say I apologize or redact anything? Once again, it's going to mess up the grift. That's it. No more grift. If you have to keep coming out and making redactions, then everybody on your side, man, I might have to leave Ben Crump alone and get away from this case, man. He sounding crazy. He sounded crazy, man. Man, bro, he didn't redact it. Yeah, I can't be reposting anything from Ben Crump. I gotta leave him alone.
Stuff on these boys and they getting death threats. That stuff is not right. Benjamin should be more responsible. But the reason
I'm not here to talk about Nolan Wells' lawyer. I'm here to talk about why Nolan Wells is dead.
But let's get
Oh, I don't want to talk about that no more. Let's move on. Even though I'm getting all my information from those two. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about it. So full of shit.
That's fair.
Let's get to that. Let's get to this. Let's get to this.
Conversation.
Let's get to the phones.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The phones getting deleted because Al Sharpton came out there and said the mama had to go and search the phone down with GPS and Life 360. No, she didn't. The boys showed text messages, or the parents showed text messages of them communicating with his mom. She refused. And then they go and say they deleted. The boys say, the boys told me it could be not true or not. I don't know. They got to figure it out. They go, we didn't touch his phone. His phone went from the boat to the car with everybody else's phone. And when they came to get the phone, we got the phone out of the car and gave it to another young man's mom who came to get the other young man's phone. They said, we don't know Nolan's password. How are we getting his phone and delete anything?
Hold on. You said, do I think that Tatum will be man enough to apologize? Yes. He already said it. He said he would apologize. I believe him. You know who I don't believe? It's Ben Crump, because they haven't apologized yet. They haven't apologized yet for all of the misinformation that they put out. So, Uber driver, do you think that Ben Crump and Al Sharpton are going to apologize for the information that they have put out as of today? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you think that they're going to redact, apologize, or any of those things based on the things that they have put on their Instagram? Matter of fact, let me go to Ben Crump's. I'm going to see if he still got it up. He probably took it down, though. I'm going to see if it's still up there. I'll be damned. He took it down. Can't believe it. He took it down. So which lets me know he's a coward, he's a bitch, and he's a liar. Because he took it down, but he didn't give no statement. He took it down, but he didn't give no statement. So that's probably who you need to question. You need to ask them if they're going to be honest about this.
Now, why is them not coming on TV and saying there was no password, or they had to get through his phone?
My question to you, Officer Tatum, and Charles, you can follow up based on the answer that he provides. My question to you is, why do you think the parents decided to go that route, Officer Tatum, based on your investigation in terms of allowing all of those folks to be so intimately involved in this situation? What are your thoughts about that? What comes to your mind, particularly based on your investigation, talking to the actual parties supposedly involved?
There's two thoughts that come to my mind. One is that Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump are manipulating this family's trauma in order for them to make a crap ton of money. That's one. The second one is the parents trying to cash in on this, because, and this is the reason why I say this. Why did Nolan Wells' mama say, I don't know these kids? These boys showed me pictures and video and text of them staying over his house, or at least the young boy Tristan, staying over his house multiple times. She went to school with one of the other boys' mama, graduated high school with her. They showed me the yearbook. Why is she saying this? Why? Al Sharpton don't know this boy. Why is he eulogizing him at his funeral? Ain't never met Nolan a day in his life. You know, why are they saying we're going to give $100,000 to somebody who give us information to lead to an arrest? What if Nolan drowned? They don't care about him drowning. You know, and then also, why we don't do this for any other young men who have lost their lives at the hands of other people other than white people? Why are we coming together?
Charles, I'm going to give you the floor. Charles, I'm going to give you the floor in a second. But Officer Tatum, it's one thing I want to make sure that I give you an opportunity to clarify, because it's one thing to feel what you feel about Benjamin Crump, Reverend Al Sharpton, etc. It's another thing entirely to lump the parents who just lost their child
But
into
I
that
know it's
equation, talking
sensitive.
about they're trying to profit.
I know
off
it's
of this. You
sensitive,
sure you
Stephen
want
A.
to say that? That's what I'm saying.
No,
You sure you want to say?
Say, nigga, yes. Are you listening, nigga? Absolutely. Did you just hear what he said? She said that she didn't know them. They spent the night over the house. She went to school with one of the moms. That alone tells you she could quite possibly be grifting off of this. Because she wants y'all to believe one thing and that's not true. So you can get all worked up. It's really disgusting.
That.
Let me be clear about this. You asked me what my thoughts were. I didn't say that
Yes,
that was
I did.
facts. I just said these are my
I
thoughts
said your
based
thought.
on.
I said
I'm
your
saying
thought.
based on a few factors, right?
Okay.
There ain't no reason for Al Sharpton to be doing that boy's eulogy when Al never knew him.
That's not even your call or your business
But
to make.
what I'm saying is that if I die, my daddy, if I die,
choices, that's you.
Charles,
Respect
let
the
him
choices
talk.
that
Tatum, let him
family
speak.
made.
Let him speak. Let him
if I
speak.
get killed,
that family had a choice.
Why?
And who it is that? Why is that they don't have to answer?
And it wasn't even a damn eulogy. He got to talking about giving out money and what these boys did. He turned your son's funeral into a publicity stunt.
To you, that's not
They
even
don't.
your business.
But I have an opinion.
That's that family.
Okay.
I don't even understand who that family chose to eulogize their fallen son.
What is
any of your business to have any commentary about?
Well, you can't tell me that because it don't seem normal. It don't seem normal to me.
Anyone they wanted to.
It don't seem normal. It don't seem normal to me for a man that don't even preach sermons to do a eulogy for a boy that he didn't know.
Okay, we're going off the rails.
All right, that's enough of that interview. But Uber driver, I just be honest with you, bro. Everything that you saying, you just, I mean, it's all coming from one side. You're not looking at the other side like your other statement, talking about you think Tatum is using this for publicity. Why ain't you addressing the fact about Ben Crump and Al Sharpton? Then now about this stuff about she knew these kids. Now you say, well, bro, it's 7 people on the boat. I'm sure she didn't know. It's like y'all never acknowledge the facts about it. It's like you keep going into other stuff. Like, that's what, and I ain't got nothing against you, but I just don't take people like that seriously because they don't have no good talking points. They don't come with no facts. Everything is all speculation. Like, you speculating that. You're speculating that there's 7 people on the boat and she didn't know them all. I'm sure about one of the boys, she didn't know. You say, hold up, Tatum said it himself. When? Are you gonna address the fact of what Ben Crump and Al Sharpton? So they not up here grifting off of it? You do all right. The autopsy report, when it came out, what did it come out on? If Brandon Tatum does it on YouTube and talks about it, where did Ben Crump's autopsy report pop up on? Ah, y'all kill me. It's cool then. Huh? That motherfucker popped right up on Ben Crump's personal YouTube page. And you know how I know he grifted off of it? Because he started putting up clips from it. He clipped it up. See, when people take a video on Twitter and make it into clips, They trying to get more views. Because every time, if you go to each one of them, and say you could watch if he put the whole video up there, let's say they get 1,000 views. But if you put 5 different sections of that video up there and they all get thousands of views, that's 5,000 views. No. I ain't gonna let you get away with that. We all know crumping out. No. You're saying that now because I said it. You didn't point that out in the beginning. I ain't gonna let you get away with that. I ain't gonna let you do that. Nope. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. It's just it comes off as disingenuous to me. Because you only point out everything about Officer Tatum. You really ignoring all of the facts that he's giving you. Everything you told me, well, it's this, and they probably could have done this, and they probably said this, or they probably did that. But then when an Officer Tatum give you a facts of somebody who he really talked to, oh man, he just grifted. It's like, yep. It's nerve wracking, and it's just like, bro, it gets to a point where you just like, man, it's hard to talk to people. Man. It just is. When you talking about certain, it's hard to talk to people. They're void of facts. They do not like facts. They just don't. It's crazy, man. You say how are they facts because they gave a story? Well, their story is from them, and they were actually there. Why don't you tell me something from the other side that's facts? He actually talked to somebody. I'm going to go with him before I go with something that you or Al Sharpton is telling me because there's no facts. Once again, you can ask people, do due diligence, get information, and it don't matter to these people. But they can just say anything online and y'all run with it. Nobody is making them prove anything. You're not questioning their storyline. You're not questioning their narratives, but his narrative is questioned when he's actually talked to people. That's crazy. And like I got a headache. I got a headache. This shit is you're right, it's a mental drain. It just is. And I've thrown my hand. I'm done. That's the end of the show, y'all. I can't do it. I gotta get off of here. That is enough for the day. I just can't. I can't do it, bro. I cannot do it. So yes. Everybody who came through, watched the show. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all checking out the channel. I appreciate y'all liking the video. Everybody who did come through and subscribe to the channel, I appreciate that as well. Everybody who commented, I appreciate that as well. When y'all subscribe, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't hit it yet. Also, when you subscribe, make sure that you turn on the notification bell. All those good things. Also, go back to my page, watch some old videos, hype some videos, and comment. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.